Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely Saturday here. It is June 6th, 2026. It is just after 7 p.m. out here in the desert. And guys, it is my sister Heather's birthday. So happy birthday, Hezzy. Hope you're having a great day. I mean, we just talked, so I know you're having a great day. Looking forward to celebrating with you and the fam tomorrow. And yeah, hope you get some good sleep tonight after some fun out on the lake. Yeah, so let's see some love for my sister Heather in the chat. You can call her Heather, Hez, Hezzy, Hezzy, Nene, whatever you got, all of those are acceptable. That's what we call her anyways. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. It is a little weekend edition of Late Night with the Davey here. We are going to talk about movie theater etiquette. We're going to talk about Scream 6. We're going to talk about the continued box office success of Backrooms and Obsession, and maybe even take a look at how Scary Movie 6 is doing and have a laugh at Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu while we're at it. And then we're going to get into some other stuff, guys. I've got, we're going to, yeah, I already said jump into Scary Movie 6 debacle and everything. We do have a brand new trailer from the Halloween video game that puts us right in that third person, you know, floating camera behind Michael Myers, a la Resident Evil 4. Still keeping the mystery of Michael, but him in his hospital gown running around. I would imagine getting his coveralls and his mask and everything like that. We see a little bit of that in the trailer. And I want to watch that with you guys and, you know, have a little chat about it. So, yeah, we're going to cover all of that. This is a little bit like tomorrow, we're going to do a daytime Sunday chill horror hang for all the people out on the other side of the pond and everything like that. And that really is the one that's like kind of like the free for all for you guys, for the Death Squad to just sort of, you know, kind of control the chat as it were. But tonight we're going to be, you know, pretty open, pretty conversational here. I know the last handful of times that I've gone live, it's been a collaboration. So I actually kind of, you know, I miss hanging out with just you guys and being able to address, you know, every little thing in the chat and all that kind of stuff. So we are going to get right into it. I'm going to say what's up to everybody that's hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. And let's get into who's hanging out with us here tonight. We got Prince hanging out. The Golden Tomato says, what's good in the hood? Code Veronica is getting a remake next year. Alien Isolation, Saw Genesis. Is Saw Genesis a game, or are these all games? I know there's a new Alien Isolation game. Yeah, Code Veronica. I guess that's pretty cool. I mean, they're remaking all the Resident Evil games, right? Yeah. What's happening, Steph? How are you doing? Miss Skittles, one of our great channel members. Hope you're having a good night. Paula Fitzhenry says Scream 7. I think you're alluding to the poll in the chat. We've got a poll that is asking y'all, what is the best horror film of 2026 so far? And it's between Scream 7, Hokum, Obsession, and Backrooms. And right now, Hokum is winning with 50% of the 6 votes. So not very many votes. Let's keep that open, of course. Also have a super chat goal up there as well. If you guys want to hang out for a second hour, 5 super chats of $5 or more, we'll get that extra hour going, and no big deal if it doesn't happen. I have plenty to do because I'm sure you guys have noticed on the channel that there's been, I dropped a Haddonfield Town Center video that breaks down all the locations in the Halloween video game. So that was a you know, big old video going through all of that and checking out the trailer for the town center. Then I did my Matthew Lillard Please Shut Up About Stu Macher video, and then I just released a little bit of a, not really a breakdown, kind of like a little bit of a reaction and an editorial on Eli Roth's Ice Cream Man Red Band trailer, and then a whole mess of shorts. So I've been super busy. So I've got more stuff to edit, actually, guys. I've got a couple regular videos and a couple shorts to edit after this. So no big deal if we don't reach the super chat. I'm still hanging out, and I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, which I believe is 8 p.m. UK. So how about that? Let's see who else we've got here. I'm going to star your chat there, Prince, with the question. We've got Michelle Schmidt, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Michelle? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. We've got Gina, a.k.a. My Chunky Jordy, saying can't vote, not seen any. Hi, everyone. Snuggles from Ziggy Puppy Pup. Well, Snuggles right back to Ziggy. And how about this, Gina? A few snuggles for you. You're allowed to keep some snuggles, right? A little love your way. Thank you so much for being a channel member for so very long, Gina. and sticking with the channel through everything. I'm so happy that I'm able to regularly do streams for you folks out there in the UK side and everything like that, because, you know, especially someone such as yourself, you've been, you know, loyal and supportive for so very long, and having to watch a lot of stuff on replay. So I love being able to interact with you, you know, live. That's what it's all about. So welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, no worries on not being able to vote. You could just vote for chaos. You know what I mean? You could just click something just to do it, right? No, there's no requirement. We've got Blu-ray Addict in the house. What's happening, Blu-ray? Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Let's see here. Oh, I see some stuff from Prince. Prince just won't leave me alone here. In a good way, in a good way. We got Papa John in the chat, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Papa John? Hope you're doing well. I mean, I think Stu is a great character, Steph, but the time to bring him back would have been 25 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to bring him back right in the second Scream movie, but the earlier the better, because the further away we get from that first Scream film, the more ridiculous and kind of preposterous it would be to bring him back. And I only mean that because Scream is supposed to take place like in our world. Like, Scream is supposed to be realistic, you know what I mean? And I shrug because I just mean realistic as far as like a slasher movie can be realistic, like not supernatural, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm saying. You know, if they were going to bring him back, it would have been fine if they did at an earlier point. It probably would have been easier to explain what happened. But now we've had 6 movies since the first movie, and the only way he's been mentioned is in a past tense sense, or, you know, in Scream 6 where we see stuff from the original film. You know, like, that's the only time he's really been referenced. So that's all I'm saying. And I love Matthew Lillard. I think, like, I would rather see him come back as Steve-O from SLC Punk and do a legacy sequel to SLC Punk. That would be amazing. Like, he's a, you know, hotshot lawyer, but still has like his punk rock ethic there. You know what I mean? And maybe he takes some court case. I think I was talking about it in the Discord stuff. You probably saw it, but he, you know, maybe there could be, because SLC Punk is obviously Utah, and you could have like a Utah State Supreme Court case that goes to the actual federal Supreme Court that's about like religious freedom and expression or something like that, and Steve-O is leading the charge. I think that would be fun, because, you know, Steve-O never died. But Stu, I think Stu died. I love the character, but I think he died. That's all. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to like piss in anyone's cereal, I promise. And, you know, I just want Matthew Lillard to shut up about it. But I have fun with it, guys. We have fun with it, right? We got Joel from Dark Room Reviews in the house. What's happening, Joel? Welcome on in. We got T. Parker Evans. What's happening, T? Says the Obsession stands aren't going to like this, but Hokum greater than Scream 7, greater than Backrooms, greater than Obsession. Oh, wow. Yeah, I would say, so if I were to rank those, so it's not a start bench cut, I'll rank those 4 films. I would say Hokum, Obsession, Scream 7, Backrooms for me. Yeah, Backrooms, like, I think I'll like Backrooms more after if a sequel comes out that surpasses it. Because at least for me, for the experience I had with Backrooms, I think it should be pretty easy to surpass it with a sequel. Just like more story, more lore. Like, you know, we talked about this like when Cecil was on, but now that it's just me solo, I can just kind of go with my thoughts on it a little, you know, more freely or whatever. You know, just because I'm not sharing the time with anyone. But yeah, I would say that with Backrooms, a lot of people are like, hey, if you watch the YouTube stuff, you'll appreciate the film more. It'll give you like a more sense of like what's really going on there. And I'm like, I understand that, and I can certainly appreciate where those people are coming from. However, the film should stand on its own, right? So, you know, like for me, it just didn't. And I totally understand that for some people it would. Like, I think that there is that surreal, nightmarish quality. You know, it's funny, like Kane Parsons is doing it in a way that, you know, I usually describe Italian horror as like surreal and nightmarish. His version is surreal and nightmarish, but it is his own like unique kind of stamp, which is really fun. And like it reminds me of like Argento kind of stuff or Bava stuff in a sense, but it still feels, you know, wholly unique, because I do think that Parsons has a unique vision on existential dread. And, you know, I listened to an interview of his where he was talking about like we evolved for the world that we were living in. Like, so we evolved the caveman way and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's what we evolved out of to be able to do that as best we can. But then we started like evolving, you know, the technology around us and everything around us so much. And Parsons was basically like, we've evolved to a place that we've built a world that we didn't evolve for, if that makes any sense. And so that was sort of like his explanation of sort of what the Backrooms represents to him, is that existential dread of a world that we've built that we aren't really suited for, you know? And I love that idea. And I've had more fun talking about Backrooms than I had watching the movie. And that's another thing for me that's just a personal roadblock. And again, dude, I know that I don't need to say this to you. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. It's just like the more I think about it, I'm like, man, this movie is really fun to talk about. And I think that's a good thing. I think it bodes well for the franchise, actually. And if the second film makes the first film look better, then kudos. I'll give the second film all that credit. And maybe it'll make me have a better appreciation for Backrooms. But as of right now, Backrooms is 2.5 stars for me, unfortunately. Although there were things about it I really enjoyed, which if you guys check my letterbox, there are some 2.5 star movies that I still clicked the like button on. Like, yeah, I liked it, but it didn't quite give me everything to hit that 3-star mark. That was a big old thing, T, but I don't know. Every now and then you guys will notice certain chats, it's not like certain chats hit a nerve, because that sounds bad, but certain chats just sort of invigorate some sort of response to where I didn't even know that was in me. But there you go. There you go, guys. That's just part of the fun of, hanging out with y'all, right? All right, we've got Paula Fitzhenry dropping a $5 super chat. Paula wants one more hour. Well, we've got about 40 minutes left to get 4 more of those, Paula. And it's not all on you. Thank you so much for the 5. I really do appreciate you, Paula. And thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We got Aaron Click in the house. What's happening, Aaron? Great to see ya. Prince says Obsession more like Peak Session. I've only seen it once. I need to see it a second time. I did really enjoy it. It is very simple, but I find that there's, brilliance within the simplicity there. Stuff your haters. You're allowed an opinion. Cody Leach has been getting shit. Ziggs likes ankles. Yes. Yeah, I saw that where the Scream 6 thing, or the Scary Movie 6 thing, has definitely caused some a bit of a reaction. Yeah, we'll dive into a whole Scary Movie 6 section here once. I'll whip through and I'll say hi to everyone, Gina, and then we'll get right into it, because I know it's late out there for you, and I figure you might be interested. So thank you so much for having my back. I saw you defending me in the comments. I really do appreciate that, guys. You all are very sweet for defending me. I like getting in there too. And one thing I always try to do, and I'm not telling anyone else how to behave. It's not my job to tell you how to behave. There are times when I'm like, all right, I'm just going to give this person some snark. And then there are times where I'm like, I'm going to give him some snark, and then I'm going to still thank them for, the engagement or whatever. But sometimes it's fun to just ask questions, Sometimes people will say something that they think is like they're dropping the mic, one guy on my Stu Mocker thing, he said, speak for yourself. And I was like, well, that's what I did. Do you not understand how YouTube works? And he was like, well, you're speaking for the fans too. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I know that there are fans that feel that way. I'm not assuming that there's a certain percentage, but I think that more than half of the fans are way ready to move on from Stu, or already did, like 30 years ago. But yeah, people are just, it's fine. It's the internet. It's not a big deal. And sometimes it's fun to engage, and you never know. I have seriously engaged in a comment thread where I thought the person was coming at me kind of snarky. I came at them a little bit nicer. And then they were like, you know what? The fact that you actually came back at me that way, like, I'm going to give you a sub. That was their response. They were like, it was like real, recognize real. Or whatever the kids said 10 years ago. We got Christine hanging out. What's happening, Christine? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing awesomely. Still have to watch Obsession, Backrooms, and Hokum. Yeah, Hokum and Obsession, I absolutely loved Blu-ray. Yeah. It is a weird movie. Yeah. 25 minutes in, I almost fell asleep. No joke. Voted Obsession, but it's the only one I've seen from the list. That's totally fair. Still haven't seen Scream 7 yet. I doubt it'll overtake Obsession for me. yeah, it's really tough for a 7th movie in a franchise to be able to overtake something that's, while not completely original, technically an original, like, you know, that version of the Be Careful What You Wish For is, you know, original-ish. But yeah, Obsession was super fun. Hokum, for me, I can't wait to watch it again. Like, I am probably going to watch it again, hopefully sometime this weekend. But yeah, I had a buddy of mine that reached out to me, an industry guy that was like, I haven't been able to see any of these movies. Like, out of these 3, like, if I have to go watch one, what do you recommend? And I was like, well, I think, like, even though Hokum's my favorite, I told him, like, Hokum's my favorite, but I think Obsession is, like, you know, the one that's just on everyone's lips right now. Everyone's talking about it. I kind of gave him a little, like, 2-sentence thing of how I felt about each of those movies, and he was like, yeah, I think, he's like, Hokum is the one that you know, he ended up being interested in. So I hope he saw it, hope he enjoyed it. Yeah, Hokum is just, man, right up my fucking alley. It just is. To be fair, the recent article that mentioned Matthew Lillard commenting on Stu did say he was asked about it. Yes. I mean, he was asked. Yes. And that, I totally, yeah, when you're at a fan expo event, absolutely. And, you know, I knew, like, Aaron, whenever I make those videos, and I know that, like, you guys understand this because I am a bit of a jokey guy. And yeah, I'm not saying the video isn't a joke. I actually do feel that way. But yeah, I mean, I'm fully aware, like, at those events, you get asked about those things. We haven't seen the, you know, at least the deleted scene or the coda ending or whatever hasn't been released. As far as I know, I don't know if it's floating somewhere out there in the back channels. If it is, I have no idea. So yeah, I totally get it. People are curious and everything. It's just some of the stuff that so Matthew Lillard is an actor. I don't know if he's ever written anything, but from the quotes that are in that video, it sounds like he was basically saying, like, yeah, that he sort of came up with the idea and, like, told Kevin that they should do that. So it's like, number one, the actor shouldn't be, like, writing on the fly. And number two, the actor shouldn't be suggesting things to the director. So if it's not in the script or it's not an idea that the writer or the director wants to do, I don't understand why you're shooting it and spending money on that. There's other things that could have made Scream 7 better if they spent time and money shooting those. There were characters that we could have used a little bit more of, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, that's confusing to me from a production standpoint. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't know if that's really how it happened. That's the way Matthew Lillard made it sound, is that he thought of this idea and convinced Kevin to shoot this idea. That's the way it was communicated. So I do take issue with that, because I just don't, like, is that really the way things go? Especially for a guy that's been in one of the movies in this franchise. He is not Nev Campbell in this franchise. And one of the things that I think some fans get confused with is we love Stu so much. Guys, Stu is in one of the films in the whole franchise, and he is Billy's lackey. And Billy technically turns out to be Roman's lackey. So he's third in command. Stu is third in command. Stu didn't even know that Billy's dad was sleeping with Sydney's mom until right after the reveal in the first movie. He had no idea. So Billy was keeping Stu in the dark. So Stu is extra lackey. Pretty inconsequential as far as the whole franchise's storyline goes. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like the character, and the character's hilarious, and Stu Macher's like a very well-drawn character. But come on, guys, if we're talking about 7 movies and the greater story of 7 movies, Stu Macher's a blip. Like, he's a huge blip. Like, you can make the argument that Richie has had more impact. Now, I don't like that, but I do think it's a fact that Richie has had more of an impact on the Scream franchise because of 5 and then 6. 6 doesn't happen without Richie. We never saw that for Stu. You know, I mean, I guess we see some AI in Scream 7, but that was just to, like, fuck around. They weren't really like super cult of Stu. So yeah, I totally get it. Matthew Lillard's going to talk about this. He's not going to shut up about it. I don't necessarily want him to, because every time he brings this shit up, I get to have a little, fun freak out session over it. But I can't wait to meet him and, tell him that SLC Punk is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. There we go. Hokum was definitely more straightforward. Backrooms was next generation. I haven't seen Scream 7 or Obsession. Yeah, Hokum is like your Irish folklore meets Stephen King. And Backrooms is only really next generation in that you have to have had watched the YouTube movie or, shorts to really understand it, I guess. I don't know. Backrooms kind of reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey a little bit. I don't know where Jiggy is. We haven't seen Jiggy in a little bit. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah. Jiggy, we miss you. Where's Jigsaw? Yes. Somebody call Jigsaw into the room here. We got Dylan CNY says, hey, Davey, have you seen the new Deadline article with Bruce Campbell? It's depressing for us Ash fans. I have not seen the new Deadline article about Bruce Campbell. How new is it there, Dylan? I usually, so guys, I use Bloody Disgusting, but Deadline, I know they're reputable as well. So let me see if there's a new article that I just, man, 10 hours ago. Okay. Evil Dead has moved away from Ash, not part of any big overriding story or scheme. Okay. Well, it looks like I'll have to probably cover that in a short or something like that. I don't want to try to cover it on the fly. I mean, Bruce did retire from Ash after, once Ash versus Evil Dead was coming up on its end, he had announced that he was, finished with the that character and everything like that. So, and wait a minute. Is this, so I'm sorry. I know I said I was going to check it. I was going to read it later, but now I'm seeing something that, after 45 years, but it says following his Star spin-off series, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Campbell said the franchise has done 3 things. We moved away from the cabin, we moved away from Sam Raimi, and we've moved away from Ash and Bruce Campbell. So this was back in, it says following his Star. I don't know when he said this. So the Glenn Garner, the writer of this article, the article was dropped today. It doesn't say when this conversation happened. Noting that he was offered a cameo in Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise, the actor who first played Ash in the original 81 Sam Raimi movie explained that the character is, quote, not a part of any big overriding story going forward. But I don't know when he actually talked to the Detroit Free Press here. The article doesn't say. This is, modern journalism is pretty rough. I guess this is why I go to Bloody Disgusting and not Deadline, because this article should make it very clear when these quotes are coming from, where and when, and they're not. So, Dylan, thank you for bringing it to my attention. I might look into it a little bit more, but for all I can tell, this is something that maybe Bruce Campbell said like almost 10 years ago. So it's kind of crazy like that. Yeah. I mean, I hope they bring it back in some capacity as well. He could do an animated thing. I say they could bring him back for one more, but I get it. Yeah, I enjoyed Send Help. I actually laughed a lot, Christine. It cracked me up. Yeah. Okay, let me make sure I'm saying hi to everyone, and then we'll get to our topics here. Well, Stu has always been canon. Yeah, but he died in the first movie, so he's been dead. The canon for Stu currently is that he has been deceased since 1996. We got Gory Tiger in the house. What's happening, Gory? Welcome on in. He's just in the 1. I mean, because in Scream 7, it's AI, so it's not Stu, right? And then Matthew Lillard is an extra in Scream 2, but Stu Macher is not a character in Scream 2. Yeah. Let's see who else we got here. Look at that. Iris has been a member for 1 month. Iris in Mexico. Did you move or are you just vacationing, Iris? Welcome on in. Thank you so much for being a channel member. That is very, very sweet of you. And look at this, a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for the $5, Iris. Hope you're doing well. Are you on a trip to Mexico? Oh my gosh. Will you be my sugar mama? Going to Ireland the other month and now Mexico. I mean, what's going on? Is the bank account endless, Iris? Do you need some help? I'm just joking. I am joking. Thank you so much. Actually, I guess, you do need some help with it because you sent in the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, miss. Really do appreciate you. We got Ben Grimm up all night. One of our great channel members. What's happening, Ben? Hopefully you're doing well. Stu's only dead until he returns. Dude, if he returns, I'm fucking done. Like, if he returns, I don't think it would ruin all the sequels for me. It would I would be like, well, these are all trash now. These have completely been retconned now. Yeah, Sydney just didn't even mention him for 30 years, and then boom, he's been alive the whole time. I would be a little suspect on that. Okay, guys, before we really get in to everything, today is my 10-month mark of no alcohol. That's right, August 5th, 2025 was the last night that I had a drink. And here we are. That was my dad's birthday. And here we are on my sister's birthday. And yeah, 10 months of no alcohol. How about that? But I still have my cannabis. So which one am I going to hit here for you guys? Here we go. Let's have a little hit. Here we go. Ah, very, very nice. Okay, so there it is. Celebrating 10 months of no alcohol. Hallelujah. Theater etiquette, guys. Oh my gosh. Couple quick stories. Last week, I went to go see Mortal Kombat 2 with a buddy of mine. I had seen it. He hadn't. I was really excited for him to see it. And I was excited to watch it a second time because I gave that movie 4 stars. It was a lot of fun. And we, like, before my buddy gets there, there is a group of like 5 or 6, like, you know, early 20-something kids. They're just, you know, I mean, they're rambunctious, but like, whatever. Didn't think much of it. But one of the guys was like straggling behind. He went up to some like random older gentleman, probably in his 70s, and was like, "Are you Logan Paul?" And the old guy's like, "Who?" And the kid is like, "Oh, I always wanted to meet you." Like, they're just going around fucking with random people. So my buddy shows up. We go, you know, grab our seats. Of course, we're sitting in the row, like right near these fucking people. You know, they're the kind of like, they just, I'm going to sound judgmental when I say this. They just look a little trashy. Like they all seemed like they were on like something that's not, like these guys weren't high on weed. They were not drunk on alcohol. Something else was at play because they were not acting in the realm of like any kind of normal. They all had bags with them and all this kind of shit, you know, just bringing their whole lives with them. Anyways, we sit next to him. This one guy just won't leave my buddy alone. And then, you know, he really won't leave both of us alone, but my buddy was closer, so he really won't leave him alone. It just started getting like aggravating and really frustrating. And it got to the point where it's like, all right, I guess we're just going to leave. You know, we're just going to leave because it's getting to the point where like somebody's going to get punched in the face if they don't stop harassing us, you know, that kind of vibe. So we leave, we walk out of the theater. They're like chirping at us the whole time. The previews, it's in the middle of the previews. We just decide to walk out. They're chirping at us the whole time. We're walking, like we go out of the theater. We're walking through the hallway. I hear them kick the door open and I hear them behind us, following us in the hallway. Then we get to the lobby and they don't dare go past the, you know, invisible line of the ticket checkout counter or whatever. And like, I just, you know, my buddy was super upset and I felt really bad because, you know, you just want to go to a movie and like enjoy a fun night hanging out with your bud and then talk about the movie after. That's all you want, you know? And then you're sitting there in this situation where like blood pressure has been raised and, you know, everyone just responds differently in those kinds of situations. So definitely like sensitive to that. And I'm just like, you know what? We're both A-list members. Like, I'm not like mad at the theater or whatever. It's really like, what can they do? Like, just because kids are acting like a little, like, I mean, they weren't acting criminally in the hallway. You know what I mean? They're just rambunctious. It's like, what can you do? You know? And so I talked to the manager and I was like, hey, we're both A-list members. This is the experience we had. We're done. We don't want to go back in. So you don't have to go in there and like grab these kids now. And I was like, but don't be surprised if someone else comes out, because I think those kids are going to be a problem, like no matter what. And she was really cool. Her name's Amy. She's the manager over at the Surprise AMC out here in AZ. So shout out to Amy. She gave us both ticket vouchers for a movie, which is great because even if since we're A-list, we could, you know, bring somebody with us and have a ticket for them, and then like popcorn and drink vouchers. So, you know, the theater made it right and everything like that, which was awesome. But I'm just like, you know, what's with like, sometimes you're out in public and a complete stranger acts like, number one, like you owe them something, like you owe them some of your time just because you're out there. Like, now, I'm not saying you should just go around being jerks to people because you don't know them, but it's like, then certain social situations, like when people are sitting at a movie together and they're trying to have a conversation during the previews or before the previews, why don't you shut the fuck up and leave them alone? And then number two, well, I had a number two and now my brain is wandering because of my little friend here. So number one, you don't owe anyone anything. Number two, just kind of stay out of people's business if you don't really know them. Like, it's a very, very simple thing. And don't go to the movies all fucked up, you know? Don't do it. This was 8 p.m. on a Sunday. And I'm like, 8 p.m. on a Sunday and these fuckers are ruining shit. It's not like 2 p.m. on a Saturday or something. Anyways, that's one story. And then, you know, during Scary Movie 6, and I'll talk about Scary Movie 6 and all my thoughts and everything. Oh my God. the people, like, I moved like 2 seats down to get away from these people because they're in the middle of the row that I was in, and the theater was like relatively full, like half, maybe a little bit more than half full opening night for, you know, Thursday night for Scary Movie 6. And these people are talking the entire fucking time, like they're in their living room and like they've seen the movie 5 times. Especially the 2 women in the center of the group. Every time there was a celebrity cameo or somebody came on the screen, they had to like say who the person was. They had to start talking about their career, figuring out what they knew them from, all sorts of shit. Just regular ass like talking. You know, I'll never understand like why people, you know, a pod of 5 or 6 people will go to a movie and then they just act like, well, yeah, since we're here, fuck everyone else in the theater. We're just going to like treat it like it's our goddamn living room and be total cunts the whole entire time. And that's how these people were during Scary Movie 6. And no amount of looking over at them or going, Jesus Christ, you're going to fucking talk the whole time. No amount of that is going to make them shut up, unfortunately. And my other gripe, I guess, is like, you guys were laughing too hard at my screening of Scary Movie 6. The 7 p.m. crowd on Thursday night at the Surprise AMC. I think you guys are, let's be honest, the movie was not that funny. But yeah, that's what I got about theater etiquette this time around, guys. I guess I could dive into, man, when I saw Backrooms with a lady, man, the people, what's with the fucking people with the nachos, and why can they not open the nachos before the movie starts? You got the nachos, you're sitting in your seat, you watch all the trailers, and then the movie starts, and it's like, great, now's the time to. And here's the thing, guys. I'm trying to find a bag that's noisy. You know, those nacho bags, you can't just grab it and go, yeah, and just bite the bullet. Just one loud noise. Let's get it. No, it has to be the, oh, I'm trying to subtly do this, but I'm just going to make solid bag noise for 30 seconds while I struggle with the nacho bag. Open your fucking nachos before the movie starts. That's my PSA. You're lucky that you get to eat nachos in a movie theater because they're loud as fuck, all right? So open them before the movie starts. There we go. That's my PSA. I'm going to jump back. You guys talk me off the ledge here. Talk me off the ledge. Okay, let's see what we got here. They could always put Stu in space. That would be funny. Sir, we sent his ashes to space. Yes. And we also found Melissa Barrera up here too. Yeah, Melissa Barrera, Sam Carpenter, and Stu Macher are in space. It'd be beautiful. Thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Feels good. It's of course, each month just seems to go by a little bit quicker. But it's been I've been so fortunate, guys. I know I say this all the time, but I just think it bears repeating, just so if there's anyone out there that's like thinking about making that change, and you know, maybe there's some concern about whether or not you would be capable. I was a terrible fucking drunk, and I was drinking way too much. I have not once since I made that decision on my dad's birthday to be like, this is it. Like, you know, I made the decision when I was still inebriated. I was like, I can't fucking do this ever again. And I have never wanted a drink since then, you know, and I live in a house where it's around. I hang out with people where they, you know, drink with dinner or whatever. None of that bothers me. I know it's different for everyone. I just want you to know that it's like, it's possible. And it really is just about making that decision every day for yourself, you know, and remembering why you don't want to do it. You know, that's remembering, you know, the consequences or the potential for the bad consequences. That's kept me away from it for sure. So, yeah, thank you so much, Ashley. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Papa Down. Thank you. In Scream 3, you can, the conversation between Billy and Stu in the kitchen, Sydney was set there for, well, yeah, but she's remembering, it's just a memory of what happened in the first movie. Yeah. I know what you're saying, man. I got so many frowns today while I was jerking off during He-Man. Well, I mean, you know, Adam is pretty muscular, Blake. I can see how that would be difficult, you know. I mean, you can only be so straight, you know, before it comes back around again, and then you're gay again. It's like you just no control over that, you know, no control. Yeah, you know, honestly, that's one of the things I haven't seen done in the theater, but I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. Like the people that take their fucking shoes off in the theater. Like, let's forget, like, okay, so what if there's an emergency and you want to get out and you're slipping all around or someone's tripping over your gross shoes? But like, also, again, it's not your fucking living room. Keep your shoes on. Keep your shoes on. You know, even if you have flip-flops on, don't let them drop off your feet. Don't do it. Keep them on. You know, be respectful. Also, the other one that I ran into last year during Fantastic Four, don't go from the gym to the movie theater. I don't want to smell your stale ass fucking sweaty clothes. You're wearing all Under Armour and you reek. So stop it. And it was a packed theater. I couldn't even move seats. Like I couldn't move seats if I wanted to. But also, welcome on in, Blake. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being a channel member. And yeah, man, I hope the summer is kicking off nicely for you guys. It looks like you know, having some fun with the fam and everything like that. And man, your son is incredibly talented, dude. You know, I can tell you're really proud, and I fucking would be too. Holy shit, man. So you guys are a family of performers, aren't you? I love seeing that. And I'll tell you what, Blake, you guys are way funnier than the fucking Wayans brothers. At least the younger brothers. Keenan Ivory and Damon, I'm sorry, they are funnier. You know, I'm sorry. They're funnier than a lot of people. But Sean and Marlon, fuck, dude. Oh my God. In the day and age of recliner seats, keep y'all stinky ass feet in your shoes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Ben. You got to it before I did. Okay, there we go. Also, the day of an age of reserved seats, what kind of psycho chooses to sit next to a stranger? Yeah. I think the only time I would, Ben, is I do like to be in the middle of the theater. So sometimes if there is that oddball seat in the middle of the theater and I'm going by myself, I'm like, you know what? I want to see blankety blank movie and I don't want to be sitting on the side doing this the whole time, you know, like, so yeah, I'm that psycho sometimes. Fun fact, Alien was going to have people sleeping together and Ripley found out about Ash because of this. Really? I mean, different Ash, but I'm like, really? I did not know that. She was going to find out that Ash was a cyborg or a android because he, you know, because the milk blood wasn't jism. I don't know what that sentence is supposed to mean. Gina says, I used to eat nachos, but they were freshly cooked and nothing. Yeah, no, totally. And they used to be different for sure. They used to just put them in a plastic thing for you. And what, you know, I'm not going to say people can't, like the theater sells them. You can eat them. Just to open the bag before the movie starts. Like, just be done with the crinkles. I can deal with the crunching, whatever. I'm not going to be a dick about that, but I'll be a dick about the bag all day. Open the fucking bag before the movie starts. Holy cow, we got Nick Push. Nick, man, I hope all is well. Seeing your name in the chat, dude, just brings like a sense of relief. I miss your content, man. I understand, like, you know, how life can be and everything like that, but it is so good to see you, man. I love what you do over there, and you know, whenever you drop another vid, I'll be checking it out. So I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you so much for jumping in. We got Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. What's happening, bud? Welcome on in. My theater was mostly crickets, but one guy, and people were like roaring and like cheering. And let's go ahead and just do the scary movie talk. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Yeah, there we go. This movie's fucking terrible. I don't know if you saw my short or saw the review that I did with Cecil over on the Horror Show channel, but yeah, this makes the earlier scary movies look a lot better, unfortunately. Most of the good jokes are in that first trailer. They don't really try to cross too many lines. They play it pretty safe. I would say the most dangerous thing they do is drop the N-word like way too many times. And I noticed at the end of, like, it's like you write a bad joke and then you say N-word at the end. And if you put the right inflection on it, you're going to make people laugh because it's like, oh, they said the word, you know, like that. It just seemed so lazy, and it seemed emblematic of how lazy all of the humor was in the movie. It seems like most of the jokes, most of the jokes were like first draft. Most of the script seems like first draft. Like they never went back in and dug in. Not much editing. The movie is like almost, I mean, it's way too long for a parody movie. It seems like most of the jokes were like first draft. Most of the script seems like first draft. Like they never went back in and dug in. Not much editing. The movie is like almost, I mean, it's way too long for a parody movie. Like, what's the runtime on it? I think it's like an hour and 50 minutes. I want to double check that. Scary Movie 6 runtime. Oh, okay. So 96 minutes. Okay, so my bad. So it felt like a long time. Oh my God. And that's the thing about, oh wait, is this? Yeah, 96 minutes. I just want to make sure because it's called Scary Movie 6, but they're also just calling it Scary Movie, like Halloween 2018. Anywho, it felt excruciatingly long because the thing about bad comedy, like other bad movies can be funny because they're so bad. Bad comedy, oh no. Like, I'd rather watch a bad drama, a bad action movie, a bad slasher movie. Like, those are entertaining. You can like make fun of and have fun with them. But a bad comedy is just sad and boring and empty and just dreadful. And that's Scary Movie 6. It hardly tries. I mean, just go back to 2025, check out The Naked Gun, the reboot of that series. Pretty damn solid. Not amazing. Like, the third act like could have been a lot funnier. I think the original, Naked Gun movies are better than the newer one, but the newer one was like, oh, thank fuck, we can still get this. Fackham Hall from last year, the British movie that was written by Jimmy Carr. It's like a Downton Abbey parody, but it's very much like Airplane, Hot Shots, Naked Gun. That movie's fucking hilarious. So if you want to watch a parody movie that's just a little bit different kind of parody, but if you're a fan of Airplane, Naked Gun, all that kind of classic like Zucker Brothers kind of stuff, Pat Proft, all that, check out Fackham Hall. It's really smart. There's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of jokes in the background, a lot of like, side gags, sight gags as well, and callbacks. And I felt like Scary Movie 6, it has a few moments where they've got like jokes in the background, but man, parody movies, there's so much room for so many jokes. It encourages the audience to come back and watch the movie, find the richer layers of humor, laugh at the sophomoric potty humor and all that stuff, but also laugh at some of the more innocent, absurd, or clever humor. But I feel like Scary Movie as a franchise, it's like 80 to 90%, dick, fart, cum, and bush jokes. And then 10% of the kind of humor that like, that I would rather have be the larger chunk of the comedy in a film. Comedy to me, some of it is the shock and awe that makes you laugh. And then to me, there's the intellectual side of comedy where it takes brains to write it. And it just takes, some world experience or whatever to get it, And I just feel like Scary Movie is, I don't know who the audience is really. But man, they were in my theater the other night because they were laughing so much. And I shit you not, guys, I was like squirming in my seat. Like, I'm like, how far down can I sink? Like, can I just like get further and further away? In fact, I did something that I rarely ever do at a movie theater, guys. I used one of my vouchers to get a drink. I got a diet red cream soda from Barks because it has that bubblegum kind of flavor. If you guys know me, I love bubblegum flavor stuff. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to drink as much soda as I want. Little known fact about me, I got a small bladder. What can you do? Bladder the size of a thimble. And I knew going in was to Scary Movie 6 because I heard it was going to be and the way that I feel about the franchise, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to drink as much soda as I want because if I have to get up and pee, I don't care. Because usually I'll have like a couple sips of water because I don't want to get up and pee during a movie. I know, TMI, whatever. But with Scary Movie 6, I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I'll get up and take a piss. Fuck it. We got the Flet from another world. Our guy, Kyle Curtis Flet, has been a member for 10 months. And guys, Kyle is back on YouTube after taking a break for health. We're so happy to have you back, Kyle. Hope you are feeling well and ready to rock and roll, man. It is a grind. I've shot so many videos this week and I'm still behind and there's still stuff I gotta shoot. It's just the never-ending story. You know what I mean? Aaron says, I hesitate to mention it, but I do remember one of your last drunken live streams. Pretty sure it was your last one. You seemed in pretty rough shape. Congratulations on your sobriety. Oh yeah, no, they're terrible. I should go back and like private all of those, but whatever. It's part of me. So Yeah, no, it was really bad. You don't have to hesitate to mention it, Aaron. Like, we don't have to dwell on it or whatever, but it's not a big deal, man. I'm so happy to be away from that, right? Let's see what else we got here. Before I get my tickets again at AMC, I make sure no one's sitting next to me on the app. So are you just able to change your seats at the last second, T? Is that how that goes? Not the theater nachos, really it's just, so Ashley, it's happened. This is the crazy thing. The reason why it's a thing for me is it's happened 3 or 4 times in the last year. I've noticed where someone has the nachos, they watch all of the previews very intently. They are paying attention to the previews. And then the card comes up for the production company on the actual movie. And they're just like, fuck it. I'm about to spend 2 hours with this movie anyways. I'm just going to fucking ruin the immersive experience for everyone else in the theater because this is about me. Because that's how a lot of people are in this world, unfortunately. Have you guys ever had somebody in your life wrong you, maybe for like months, talk shit about you and do ill shit behind the scenes about you, and then once you actually find out and you set the record straight, if you even mention that the thing happened to you, they get so uncomfortable and they don't want it to be talked about. They were so comfortable when they were trying to ruin your reputation, or when they were like doing their weird shit. But now the fact that you know about it and you just acknowledge that it happened, they're not very comfortable with that. I would say let those people go. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Fack them all, as Fackham Hall would say. I don't know where that came from. It's just something I've been thinking, and I just had to get it out there. Yeah, the trailer was good. And it's the most dangerous it gets is that joke on the subway in the trailer. That's as dangerous as the movie gets, I would say. As far as like pushing Gen Z buttons, that's the most daring joke. It's really sad. Yeah, that's why I said in my short review, I was like, if you really want to watch a movie that crosses all the lines, go watch Kentucky Fried Movie. And those of you who have seen Kentucky Fried Movie, you'll know exactly what the kind of shit I'm talking about. But that's what needs to be put in these movies. Like, we really gotta let go. And it can't just be like, oh, another sexual joke or whatever. And I don't want to ruin anything for Scary Movie 6, but at the end of the movie, I was like, oh my God, this just seems sad now, like where they took it. And I know not everyone feels that way. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics. But the way they sort of like do the killer reveal and all of that, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is now like therapy that's being worked out on a movie screen in front of me that I don't care to watch. Our nachos are like potato wedges, so no crunching. Oh, well, that sounds great. Yeah, like a JoJo, a little JoJo dipping in some nacho cheese. That sounds delicious. I think that sounds way better than some stale-ass fucking crunchy chips in a loud-ass bag. Carrie Craves Cinema, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods, has joined us. She says, hey everyone, I was in a crazy downpour thunderstorm, felt like a monsoon. Anywho's, I'm here now. I thought this was at 11. My bad. No worries, Carrie, no worries. Did I say 11 on Discord? I might have like accidentally put the wrong time. Did I do that? I did say 11. I'm so sorry, guys. Whoops. Here, I'll edit it. And then I'll be like, oh no, it said 10 the whole time. I'm sorry, Carrie, but thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, as somebody that lives out here in the desert where we get monsoons, you know, yearly, that can be some scary stuff. Water and nature are scary. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a member, Carrie. Thank you for being a sweet friend. And thank you for being a Death Squad mod. Studio definitely watered down the original cut. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I'm done with Scary Movie. I see no need to watch any more of the movies in the franchise. Yeah. We got Jamie Hart in the chat, one of our great channel members, and our OG Death Squad mod, our mama mod. How are you doing, Jamie? Hope you're doing well. What else do we have going on here? Yeah, Naked Gun gave me hope too. And well, the trailer did as well, T. Yeah. Have a great rest of your night, Gina. I will be live at 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you on that stream as well. Davey, oh my God, can't take you anywhere. What was I talking about 6 minutes ago? What was I talking about 6 minutes ago? I don't even know. After the Tiny Hand Scary Movie, I didn't. Yeah, Scary Movie 2 is the best, right? I think Scary Movie 2 is the best one. Yeah, it's super solid. Chris Elliott, David Cross, as you know, being in the wheelchair, like that. There were some funny moments there. The opening with the mystical "Shake Your Ass" being played on piano and sung by the old rich white people, like that's funny. That's pretty funny. James Woods having a terrible shit. I mean, come on. I ripped on the toilet humor, but again, if you pepper in the shit humor, pepper in the dirty stuff, lean on the smart stuff, and you're gonna have a way funnier movie that I swear will appeal to a larger audience and have a longer life. I mean, yeah, they've made 6 scary movies, but I don't know. No one from my generation talks about those. We talk about Airplane, Naked Gun, Hot Shots, Top Secret, Kentucky Fried Movie, Loaded Weapon 1, stuff like that. Bubblegum Gate. Oh my gosh. What are you guys talking about? Holy shit. Yeah. That's not what I wasn't referring to the bubblegum thing when I was talking about someone talking shit. But it's so funny. I was out like on a little bit of a date yesterday, and I told the story of the tier maker ranking of candy and how offended I was that bubblegum was all in the bottom. And my date was like, yeah, because bubblegum sucks. And I was like, ugh! I freaked out and left. I'm just joking. Yeah, I just don't even living in the desert, you always have to have like water in your car. So I just try to make sure that I go right before the movie. That's all I can do really. Go right before the movie, maybe bring in a little cup of water if I need just a little, re-wetting of the oral area. Davey, do you plan on seeing Masters of the Universe? Also, did you see clips from Evil Dead Burn? I do plan on seeing Masters of the Universe. I've heard good things about it, although I heard it's almost 2.5 hours long, which is really fucking brutal, and I think will hurt the movie. I think Masters of the Universe, if you put it at like 155 to 2 hours, that's like, or 150 to 2 hours, for something that, like for us, Blake, yeah, we know it from our childhood. I mean, like I had hand-me-down toys from like, my brother and stuff like that. So like, we remember it from our childhoods, but there's a lot of people, a lot of kids that don't. So seems like you would want to make it more appealing by not having it be as, epic of a length of a film. So yeah, I'm going to check out Masters of the Universe. Also, did I see clips from Evil Dead Burn? So I watched the one take Green Band trailer, Blake, and then I watched the Red Band US trailer. So there's like an international trailer that gets into backstory and stuff. I totally avoided that because I think the movie's looking really good. I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I'm sure you know that. And I just want to be surprised by as much as possible when I go see the finished version. So, yeah, I've seen some stills and stuff like the Fangoria cover. I'm actually got a short that I'm going to edit right after this live stream, and I'll drop that either later on tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah, but I haven't seen any new clips or anything like that. Is there something that was just released today? Because I'm not seeing it on Bloody Disgusting. What are they taking the day off? Tried some starry drink called Astrophage or something like that. Astro ass. Hella good. And Cheeto flavored popcorn. So Cheeto flavored popcorn and Astrophage. Interesting. You can change your motherfucker. I should do that. Thank you, T. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for teaching me how to love again. Thank you. My bladder is ironclad. If my ass is in a theater seat, I'm glued. I ain't going nowhere. Sometimes I have to do the trick like hey, pop the top button. Hey, loosen the belt. Whatever gives the bladder a little more room. You gotta give him that space. What's happening, Tia? Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. I know I put 11 p.m. Eastern in the Discord. I fucked up. I'll take the credit. I will take the credit. I did just edit it though. But welcome on in, Tia. Hope you're doing awesomely. Thank you so much for being a channel member. We got Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music, another one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Corey? Welcome on in. How's the weekend treating you? I call that creating a toxic environment to avoid guilt. Yup, been there. Yeah. Is that what that's what you're talking? Oh, with me saying that, yeah, the people that they'll fuck with you, they'll harass you, they'll defame you, they'll slander you, they'll cyberbully you. But as soon as you mention that it happened, they're like, oh, this fucking guy. Oh, you just love playing the victim. Okay. Hope you get your goal today on 6/6/26 in the USA. Thank you so much, Paul. Really do appreciate you. Guys, we got Hot Flesh 66 in the house, one of our great channel members right there. Welcome on in, Paul. I know, I fucked it all up. Where are we on the, oh my gosh, we have 5 minutes left. And for one more super chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. They running ham. If you like KFM, see the groove tube and booped. KFM. I don't know what that means. Oh, Kentucky Fried Movie. Oh, thank you so much. I'm like, thank God I could figure it out. I'm so bad at free associating, Paul. I'm sure I know you guys have heard me say that a lot. So if it isn't like directly, I'm like, what's the reference here? Actually liked Scary Movie 6. I'm not ashamed. My humor is all over the place. And I mean, that's the thing, like what you like, you know? I can't fucking stand Scary Movie, and I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm loud and proud about not liking the franchise. So you should be loud and proud if you do like it. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Thunderstorm warning. I wish we would get some of that. Man, it was really hot and muggy today. People are like, oh, it's a dry heat. No. It didn't even rain today. It was hazy as fuck. It was super muggy. Oh my God. It was bad. I went and took a walk and it was like suffocating. Even right now, 93 degrees. 8 o'clock p.m., 93 degrees. Yeah, I'll try not to be a cheat. Typical male behavior. Hey, I don't do that stuff. I hope you enjoy it, Paula. I hope you dig it. Yeah, I can't, because of my bladder. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, I get shit about it all the time. I have my whole life. I joke that my mom, after having 5 kids, she doesn't even have a bladder. I just inherited her weak bladder from the 5 kids. That's what I got. We were just trying to have a nice peaceful out by the fire, but there's thunder and lightning out there. I noped out. Yeah, well, that's not fun because, I mean, you know, it's very unlikely that you would get like struck, but it's very likely it's going to rain and just not be nice weather to be out in. But maybe it'll pass and you can get a little fire going, or get a little fire going tomorrow. Thanks, Steph. Then I'll smell just as bad as the guy that worked out before the movie and showed up in his gym clothes. We got David hanging out with us. One of our great channel members says, back from my brother's wedding, heading home tomorrow night. Well, congratulations to your brother and his spouse. Hope it was a fun wedding. Hope it was fun. Yeah, I put 11. That was me. I did that. I can hardly wait for this movie, seeing it with a group of friends. Well, that should be fun, Paula. It's always fun to be hanging out with friends. Where did I miss, what is going on here? What the hell is going on? Oh, there we go. So Paul's dropping a $5 just to drop a $5. Thank you so very much, Paul. Really do appreciate you. Oh my gosh, you kids. Yeah, bubblegum trauma. I do have bubblegum trauma. I still am. I still am. No, I'm joking. I'll be okay. I just think of Duke Nukem all out of bubblegum. Well, that's actually from They Live. Yeah, Duke Nukem is just like lines from They Live and then stuff that Ash Williams would say. Bubblegum is the actual worst. Who wants to chew on flavorless rubber, Davey? I fully support the ranking. Double Bubble is beautiful. Bazooka Joe is absolutely amazing. It is so good. In fact, I've often likened myself to Bazooka Joe bubblegum. Great flavor. A little comic in there, so you get a laugh or two. And then most people would just discard me after a short period of time. Yeah, that's the one. There were a lot of parody movies from the 2000s that came out when I was a kid, and I have nostalgia for them, but I haven't seen them in like 15 years. Yeah, all those like epic movie, date movie, blah, blah, blah. The only one that I really liked, and it has nothing to do, like there was the writers, it was like Aaron Seltzer and somebody else that wrote a lot of those movies, but not Another Teen Movie. I think it was 2001 when that came out. That was directed by Joel Gallen. He's the one that directed all of the really funny, if you're my age, you remember like the MTV Movie Awards. He would direct all of the skits and parodies in the movie awards. And Not Another Teen Movie started out kind of like Kentucky Fried Movie, where it was going to be a bunch of skits that were not connected at all, just individual skits that made fun of and parodied certain teen movies. And then they decided to turn it into a, typical narrative, and they used the She's All That storyline, the, making a bet on turning somebody into something kind of storyline. So they use that for Not Another Teen Movie, but it's not written by or produced by the same people. Not Another Teen Movie, I believe I think MTV was involved with that one. So it has a similar title, but it's not related to those. And it's the only one, I would say, all the scary movies, all the epic movie, date movie, disaster movie, superhero movie, all of that. Not Another Teen Movie is like, to me, it's right there with Naked Gun, Airplane, Loaded Weapon 1, all of those. It's right there. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Not Another Teen Movie. Yeah, I can enjoy it for about 5 minutes. Here's the cool thing. You get a 5-pound bag of Double Bubble off Amazon, and you just, when you're done with the piece, you just spit it out and you grab another piece, and it makes your jaw nice and tough and real strong. You know what I mean? We got Jeff, aka Down Is Up, one of our great channel members, jumping on in, says, "Evening, Davey. What's up, everyone in the chat? I hope everyone's rocking tonight." We are rocking, we are rocking. That's right. Don't get me started on the bubblegum. You should check it out. It's got dude, the fight scene is so aggressively long, but it's really good. It's a John Carpenter film with Roddy Piper. Keith David is in it as well. He's really good. Roddy Piper is pretty good too. Yeah, it's a cool social commentary kind of movie, sci-fi movie. Horror elements, but mostly sci-fi. But really good. I am not sure, Antonis. I'm sure I would imagine he's talked about it on his channel, so you could probably, he's probably got a short, that lets you know what he thinks about it. I would be surprised. I know a lot of people have not really liked the movie, but you never know, you never know. We got Nathan Thornwood dropping in with a $20 super chat. Holy cow, Nathan. Thank you so very much, man. Nathan's one of our great channel members as well. He says, "Evening, it took 12 years to happen since I saw Ex Machina in 2014, but A24 finally made another movie I enjoyed. I saw Backrooms last Tuesday and absolutely loved it. It's a terrific supplement to the YouTube series." Hell yeah, Nathan. I'm really glad you liked it. And I will say this, like maybe not next week. Gosh, I don't know when we're going to do it. Cecil and I are going on a trip. Not sure if you guys knew, but we're going out to New Jersey for an event that we're hosting out there at Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Cinemas. So we're doing a fan event on June 13th, showing 37 fan films from 4 different genres, all sorts of IPs, many of which you would recognize. Stuff we couldn't put on the poster, but I can probably say here, like Metroid, Legend of Zelda, there's some Star Wars, there's Harry Potter, there's all sorts of stuff, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, all that kind of good stuff too, but stuff from all over. So hopefully we'll get to it. I don't know if it's going to happen before we leave on our trip, but anyways, long story short, we're going to watch all the Backroom stuff on the channel, and maybe after I watch all the YouTube stuff, I'll have a better appreciation for the film. But I shouldn't have to watch the YouTube stuff to fully appreciate the film. And I wasn't able to fully appreciate the film, unfortunately. There's a lot to appreciate. I just mean fully appreciate. Production design's amazing. I think Kane's onto something. This movie just didn't really it didn't feel quite complete for me. Yeah. But I love talking about it. I keep on saying that. I like talking about Backrooms more than I liked watching it. And I think that's another reason why I couldn't give it that high of a score. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. We got Lenny in the house. What's happening, Lenny? One of our great channel members. Hope you are doing well. Welcome on in. Look at that. Carrie Crave Cinema dropping a $5 super chat. Says, "I'll do it. I'll help you out, friend. My friend." Hell yeah. Did we just reach the super chat goal right before right before it all ended, we reached that super chat goal, which is great because we're already into the second hour already. So I love that. Kentucky Fried Movie is still a legendary film. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should. Yeah, it is wild. Nothing much has been going on. Just a lot of, I mean, you know, personally or for the channel, I've just been shooting a lot of pre-recorded videos and doing a lot of editing and setting up from some streams and then getting ready to head out of town here this week. There, now swallow your damn stale-ass bubblegum, Davey. Better than stale-ass nachos at the fucking theater. Ugh. And you know what? If you get it from Amazon, like if you get it in the bag from Amazon, this isn't like, it's not double bubble that I've had sitting around since the 80s. Like I buy fresh bubble gum, guys. Damn. That epic fight from Family Guy copied with the chicken and yes. And then they did it, I think even beforehand, they did it on with the cripple fight on South Park. They made fun of it. Yeah. Oh, it's already been baratin. Yeah. I need some tea to the fourth power. Why? Some what? Time to talk to you? I knew what you meant, Priscilla. Like all the little side jokes in that, you know, there's so many little bits of humor in Not Another Teen Movie. It is, it's really good. And it still does all the dirty stuff, but gets away with it and actually pushes the line there. Yeah. Yeah. I love you guys have created a world where all the bubblegum is stale. Oh, you know, you've just created this world. It's not the real world, but you guys have created it. So congratulations. I don't know what kind of bubblegum you guys are chewing, but yeah. I don't know. I won't be held responsible. He was touching her face. You know what I mean? I love Not Another Teen Movie. That one is still great. I watch it like once a year. Yeah. Thank goodness you did. I fully support the banning together. Bubblegum is gross. Bold choice for He's got very, it is true. Yeah. I will die on a hill of stale bubblegum. I remember seeing something about that. Yeah, I couldn't even touch that. Davey's like Ace Ventura when he's chewing all that bubble gum in the car and Dan Marino is riding a long time and trying to take some of his gum. You got any more of that gum, Ace? That's none of your damn business, Dan, and I thank you for staying out of my personal affairs. Yeah. Your gun is sticking into my hip. Oh, so good. Oh, but maybe not by 2026 standards. Maybe it's something phobic. Ah! Damn it. I can't enjoy anything now. These goalposts keep on moving, guys. As soon as as soon as I'm acting in an acceptable manner, that the people that are on that side, they don't want me in their group, so they have to move away from me and move the goalposts with them. It's really too bad, which is why I stopped giving a fuck. Ash, we gotta stick together. That was not a bubblegum pun, or maybe it was. So, girls, I think. So we've all watched Elf. And you know when he grabs all the gum off like the railing and stuff? Don't do that. That is the stale bubble gum. Stop chewing that gum, girls. Steph, Carrie, hopefully not Ashley, but maybe Ashley. Stop chewing the gum you find on the streets. And you'll have a better opinion of Double Bubble, probably. May need to update his whose contact info? Whose contact info? What's going on? I don't even know what's happening because I can't even I can't free associate. I'm like, I never unsee what? What just happened? Was it a face you got? I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening. The chat is completely unhinged at this point. Say no to stale ass nachos. That's my motto. You would be surprised, Carrie. You would be surprised. No. I mean, I have friends that will get nachos. You know, we don't associate anymore. I'm just joking. No, I know people that will get nachos. Yeah. You know, what can you do? What can you do? Favorite horror movie that got parodied in Scary Movie 6? I don't know. I don't even know. There were like 20 movies that got parodied. Something like that. I'm trying to think of even just like a funny joke that I liked. I don't know. That's a tough one for me, Antonis. I mean, I guess like going back from all of those, like I love Halloween 2018. I thought The Substance was great. You know, they parody those movies. So one of those two. We can flip a coin on that. Diet Pepsi and a hot dog. Those wieners are totally sus. Oh my gosh. The drunk father in Not Another Teen Movie is the best. Oh my God, Randy Quaid's hilarious. Calls her pumpkin tits. What about Wonka's everlasting gobstopper? That's pretty dope. I would love a true everlasting gobstopper, yeah. Alrighty then. Simple. Put me in, coach. I'm ready. I love that bit at the hospital. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie there. Captain America wearing only whipped cream is etched in my mind forever, and I don't even swing that way. Yeah, with the banana split, right? He's got the banana sticking out of his ass. It's great. Let's see what else we got. So I don't even, yeah, exactly. That's why I said you guys are unhinged in the chat. What's happening, Shannon? How are you doing? Does anyone want to participate? I don't hate it. I feel dumb. I might hate feeling dumb, but like you're free to chat. Start bench cut OG. Oh my gosh. So I'll start Scary Movie 2 because that's my favorite in the franchise. I will bench Scary Movie 1 because I think it's okay. And I will cut Scary Movie 3. I'm not that big of a fan. I thought it was really weird that 8 Miles in Scary Movie 3. There were some parodies in Scary Movie 6 where I was like, these aren't horror movies. Like now we just wanted to make this joke. You know, so now we have a Michael Jackson biopic joke. Has nothing to do with any scary movies. I mean, there were a lot of jokes where I was like, this is not a scary movie or a horror movie, you know. We got Querkiv 2755 says pause. Everlasting gobstopper? Oh yeah. No, I mean, I love the regular Wonka ones, like the ones that you get in the box. Those are great, you know, changing flavors, all that stuff. But the actual, like the crazy misshapen to like gnarly one from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie that actually would last forever, hypothetically, that's amazing. I would absolutely, I mean, there's no price I wouldn't pay, you know? Davey, we got a Saw game coming, Saw Genesis. Is it going to be on the Sega Genesis? Because then I'd be very excited. I haven't seen anything about a Saw game. And you know what, Shannon? I have only seen the first 3 Saw movies. It's true. Just the first 3. I don't think the franchise is like terrible. It's not really my cup of tea, so I didn't keep on going with it. But I haven't seen anything about it. I do want to talk about the Halloween video game with you guys. If you guys want to get into the video game and check out the trailer, I'm not sure if you've seen that. I don't know. Let me know. That's true, but again, it has no meaning, right? Like Michael Jackson has, like, why is Michael Jackson in a scary movie parody movie? You know, it's like they just wanted to put him in there, right? I'm gonna go live at 3 p.m. Eastern, David. Yeah, it's true. No, I thought I wasn't allowed to have opinions because I said that I didn't like the Scary Movie franchise. That's what I was told. I was also told to quit YouTube because I didn't absolutely love Backrooms. A 3-person Saw game set in World War I. Whoa. What? World War I Saw game? How old is John Kramer? Yeah, big disappointment. Yeah, I saw 1 through 3. Yeah, I would have kept watching if those movies gave me a reason to keep on watching, you know? I mean, I think the first movie is the best one, easily. Yeah. I would love Saw X, most likely. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'd like some of the other movies. I just, you know, it turned into something where I was just like, every movie is going to have a twist now. Great. So now I'm just going to be looking out for that the whole time. Yeah. My fate is having to watch Black Candles in perpetuity for the rest of my life. How about that? Okay, guys, let's jump on over to, well, let's talk about a couple things here. What am I doing here? I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. This is way too small. So, guys, these are the box office numbers here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. this is just for Friday, just for yesterday. It's really funny to see that Star Wars is like dipping down to like number 6 here for Mandalorian and Grogu. But here I did it. Well, let's do one better. Let's take a look at Obsession here. There we go. I think you guys can see that. So guys, Obsession so far worldwide, $178,778,930. And that's on, of course, we all know production budget. They've got it estimated at $1 million here. They just bumped it up to $1 million, probably with advertising and stuff like that. The worldwide box office is 178.8 times the production budget, which is crazy. And even cooler is when you look at, let's look at the box office for Obsession. You just see that look at where the pink area here is where it was projected. And look at where it's at this point after release. It is continuing to make money. It even, if we go back here really quick, it almost tied Backrooms for the 3rd spot yesterday. So Backrooms looks like it's going to have a pretty big drop off from the first weekend, but Obsession is still at this like kind of tight, nice spot in the top 5 here. I wouldn't be surprised if Obsession stays in the top 5, even though it came out 3 weeks ago. So for a small movie that's 3 weeks old, like Obsession is absolutely killing it still. Scary Movie doing pretty well. We take a look at this really quick. About 25 million just from yesterday. So they probably consider Thursday and Friday in that in those numbers there. But it's close to making its budget back. Usually movies cost really about twice as much as what they report because of marketing. But it's almost at that 1-to-1 because the movie cost about 30 million. At least that was the production budget, so not marketing included. And then Star Wars, this is really fun. Let's take a look at this. Star Wars has made worldwide, over 258 million. That's true. About 150 here. But if we look at the box office, or if we look at more of the details, $165 million budget. So far it's made 1.6 times the production budget, which is not good for a movie that costs this much money. Again, let's just assume they spent about 225 to 250 million, including the marketing, all together, right? So they've got quite a ways to go just to break even. And then also remember that the money that they make, this 258 million, that's how much money the movie's made, but it's still, the theaters take a big chunk of the money. So the studio doesn't get 258 million, and I think international box office takes a little bit more. Maybe I got that flipped on domestic and international, but I think international takes a little bit more of the cut. So Mandalorian and Grogu, not good. I even heard that I read that last week it was removed from IMAX theaters, which is wild. And then if we look at the box office, like the trajectory here, it's like trending in the opposite direction as Obsession. Like the pink areas where they, expected it would hit, but you'd think, like, look at the green dash, so the green dash is, let's see here. Shaded area represents the daily performance of movies released in the past 5 years. Gotcha. Okay. Ranging between the bottom 10 and 10% of performers. So that's what it is. And then the green dash, what is the green? Oh, that's the median. Okay. So it is below where it should be. The median is 167 million. So Mandalorian and Grogu it's fallen. It didn't even have that big of a rise. It had like one good week pretty much, and then boo after that. Boo. Okay, now guys, we've talked about some of the box office stuff. That's all good and well. Let's jump into some fun stuff with the Halloween trailer for the video game. How about it? There we are. I'm going to see what you guys are doing here. I really need a sip of water, guys. Sorry. We got Eli Cortez in the house. What's happening, Eli? Welcome on in. One of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. Hope you are doing well. We got Joe from Media Poop Shoot. What's happening, Joe? Another one of our great channel members. Welcome on in. You're doing yourself a favor not watching any more of the Saw franchise. After part 3, the sequels just became excuses to invent more traps. Doesn't it just get more like, oh no, it was like he was being helped out by Amanda, and then oh, he was actually being helped out by the doctor from the first movie, and oh, one of the cops is actually like working with Jigsaw. And it's like every movie you find out that like another person has always been working with Jigsaw in the background. Does it really do that? Do the movies really do that? I hope not. It seems like that's what happened, though. It seems like that's what happened. God damn. I'm just so parched, guys. I'm so sorry. Whew. Yeah, I guess I just need to find out for myself. I've watched 3 of the movies. It's a major franchise in horror. I'm just incredibly busy. I'm not trying to avoid it, but yeah, what can you do? Don't I look so cute up in the little bubble here? I'm in a bubble. I don't know why this is so much fun to me to be in a circle. It's just like, it just feels different. I don't know. Mom, I'm on TV. We got Chris from Chris and Shell Talk Movies, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Chris? Welcome on in. Thank you, Eli, for sharing the links, bud. Really do appreciate you. Is it really that everyone's working with Jigsaw, kind of? Seems like that's what it is, right? Y'all are nuts. Saw's a smart person's franchise. All the movies fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Well, that's a good, and so I like that. And if it all makes sense by the end, I mean, it's tough for me to really speak on it. I've only seen the first 3 movies. I've seen the first movie like twice and the second movie twice. I've only seen the third movie once. So these are really old memories at this point because it wasn't recently that I watched them. So there you go. Excuse me. I just had a burp that it had to get out. It had to get out. I know Joe's a big fan too. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's jump into this story here, guys. Now you've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've started covering a lot of horror news just like as pre-recorded shorts. YouTube just likes it when I do shorts, pre-recorded standard videos, and lives. They want you to do everything. So we'll cover some news stuff live, but it's going to be a little more like, pre-recorded kind of material, I think, for the most part, unless the story is big enough to where I really do want to spend some more time talking about it and covering it. But let's jump into this. Michael Myers stalks the shadows in new single-player focused trailer for Halloween, the game. And this comes to us from Mike Wilson. I love that Splatterhouse 2 icon that he's got. We got a shot here of Michael Myers there. Michael Myers. And the article says, Illphonic and Gun Interactive revealed the second map for Halloween the game earlier this week and have now unleashed a new trailer for the asymmetrical multiplayer title, focusing on the single-player campaign. Narrated by Dr. Loomis, the trailer offers a glimpse of Michael making his way home on that fateful, fateful night. Halloween the game is one of the most iconic horror films. Wait. I love that it says Halloween the game is one. No, Halloween is one of the most iconic horror films ever made, and we knew that bringing it into a game meant earning the right to put players behind that mask, says Jared Gerritsen, Illphonic Chief Creative Officer. We created specific shots, leaned into the original score's DNA, and worked to make Haddonfield feel like the place fans remember. Now it's up to each player to create their own version of Michael, patient, brutal, methodical, or something else entirely. Live out the chilling story surrounding Michael Myers' escape from Smith's Grove Sanitarium and the terrifying events that followed. Embody pure evil as the true boogeyman and commit the horrors leading to Halloween night in 1978. Cinematic story cutscenes introduce chapters, characters, and story beats with iconic Halloween the game aesthetics and shot recreations, building a Haddonfield inspired by the original film. Yet the game goes beyond paying homage to the seminal movie, taking it in creative new directions to inject surprises and build upon Michael Myers' monstrous, mythical intrigue. Become the Shape across 6 haunting chapters, slashing through new and familiar locations, while Dr. Sam Loomis narrates his findings and experiences. Uncover how Myers acquired his iconic jumpsuit, mask, and kitchen knife, and orchestrated the deaths of every unsuspecting victim leading up to the final babysitter encounter. The single-player story mode weaves a mix of the original 1978 film while introducing space for player creativity. Play and end Michael Myers' bloody tale while making it personal. All right. I love how it's sounding and everything. I'm very curious. I just wanted to stop here, give myself a breath, but also just kind of address what they're talking about, because I didn't read I watched the trailer beforehand. I didn't read the article or anything like that. So I do like that it's saying that it's every unsuspecting victim leading up to the final babysitter encounter. So that means that it is going to lead to a Laurie Strode moment. Maybe Laurie Strode isn't playable, and maybe they can't. I would imagine they can name the character that. Maybe they just don't want us to know that Laurie Strode is actually in the game before the game comes out. But I mean, they say here, leading up to the final babysitter encounter. That's what that is. So, yeah, I kind of like how they're doing this in a video game instead of a movie. You know, how many times have we seen those like prequel movies, like the Solo movie, where it's like, this is how Han got his last name. This is how Han got his blaster. This is how he got his jacket. Like, this is how he got his ship. Like, seeing that in a movie is just so dumb. Like, it doesn't progress anything at all. It's like, it's just like useless backstory filler bullshit. So I like that they put it into a game, because it's far more interesting to interact with those moments, not have them be part of the film canon, but have them still expand the greater lore of Halloween, you know, for the people that play the game and are aware. Like, it's funny, certain things like crossovers, I don't really like film crossover movies, but if it's a comic book, that's really cool, because I just think certain things play better in certain mediums. You know, what can you do? What can you do? But let's see what else they got here. See if it's worth reading. Halloween, the game's sandbox approach continues in the game's story mode, providing a multitude of ways to find, stalk, and kill victims. The perfect Michael Myers carefully stalks his targets, waiting for the right moment to execute kills for true murderous satisfaction. Yet he can't always play with his prey. Sometimes keeping the cops at bay necessitates a victim's quick death. Each chapter contains a distinct set of secondary challenges and collectibles that reveal new executions, scenarios, and lore, unlocking exclusive cosmetics for multiplayer mode. Several difficulty options tests and rewards. Oh my gosh. Why can't I say this sentence the right way? Several difficulty options test and reward players who want to understand what it takes to be a truly ruthless Michael Myers. Well, I could read for the most part there. Let's take a look at the trailer here, guys. I'm going to pause the music and then we'll get her going. How about it? Okay, there we go. I want to make sure it doesn't blow our ears off. Okay, there we go. Still want you to be able to hear me if I have anything to say, because if you guys know anything about me, I always got something to say. Okay, here we go, guys.
There's so much evil inside him.
Okay, back inside, everyone.
Let's go, Myers.
Fueled by his rage, I shudder to think what he might be capable of.
Since when do they let them wander around?
I knew what would come next. Every soul unfortunate enough to cross Michael's path would suffer. No one knew of the evil that was walking among them. Unreasoning, relentless, evil. But sometimes I think the truth was something much more terrible. I wonder if perhaps Michael is able to actually move through shadows. There's so much evil inside him.
Okay, back inside, everyone.
Let's go, Myers.
Fueled by his rage, I shudder to think what he.
Oh, I've been muted the whole time. Beautiful, beautiful.
Since when do they let them wander around?
Now that we're watching it again, I'll say everything I said the first time. I love the Loomis voiceover here. I think it sounds better than in the first trailer.
What would come next?
I love seeing, Michael in that third-person floating camera.
Fortunate enough to cross Michael's
Whole
path
look there, like this is great.
suffer.
It's still mysterious. You don't really get to see his face, so I'm totally cool with it.
Unreasoning.
And I just, like that shot right there. That's a really that is a Dean Cundy shot there.
I think the truth was something much
Laurie
more
Strode, there
terrible.
she is. And then if you guys watch my breakdown on the the Haddonfield Town Center,
I wonder if
you'll see how
perhaps
atmospheric
able
everything
to
is looking. It's
actually
amazing.
move through shadows.
And he can move through shadows, Dr. Loomis. So there you go. It is open for pre-order officially, and it looks like we've got Laurie Strode. Who knows if she's really gonna, you know, be a playable character or anything like beyond that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just there, you know. But there it is. There's the trailer for the, you know, the brand new trailer for the Halloween game, and a little bit of a happy accident there that I was actually muted for the first time through it. So that way, you guys, if you hadn't seen it, you didn't need to listen to me blah 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 through it. So there you go, and you still got all the commentary on the second viewing that I was going to do anyways. So, like Bob Ross would say, a happy accident. All right, I'm going to go back on over y'all and do that. There we go. I'm not in a circle anymore, guys. I'm not in a circle. I know, it's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Let's see what we got going on here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I would really like to collect this one on physical media for sure. Yeah. Sucks it's only a downloaded game and not getting a physical version. The new Halloween game is? Really? Wait, so it's pre-order for, did you say $39.99 and there's no physical version? I mean, I would pay $60 for a badass physical version, like a, you know, something that had all the downloadable material or like a code to get all the downloadable stuff added, you know. That's a bummer. Not ever gonna get a disc. They don't know Halloween fans. I mean, I get it. Like it probably costs way less money to not have to produce a disc, right? It's way less risk. But man, the Halloween fans are fucking rabid. Like if they even did a small run of discs, which they might do, you know, at some point, you know what I mean? You might hear game comes out in September, and then right after the game comes out, you know how they love doing this, right, Eli? I feel like they like doing this with video games and stuff like that. They do it with movies all the time too. They put out the you know, the first version of the Blu-ray or whatever, the first version of the game, you buy it, and then 2 months later there's like the gold edition or the steel book of the film, you know, like, and you're like, motherfucker, I gotta go spend another $30. Like I just spent $30 on this thing. Nathan drops a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Nathan, and says, I was cautiously optimistic for Halloween story mode. After watching the new trailer, I'm worried it's going to be a series of maps on rails. I don't want to play his origin story. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, yeah, it sounds like there's going to be objectives and everything like that you have to do. I wonder, it's, you know, it seems like the more open world aspect is going to be the non-story mode, right? Like the playing like online and stuff, that's going to be the more open world sort of feel. I don't really mind because, so if the game's only $40 and there's a story mode for that kind of stuff, I think it's kind of cool to see, like I was saying, even though I don't want to see it in a movie, I think it's kind of cool to have Michael's, a little bit of that backstory with Smith's Grove and everything like that in the game, you know, kind of neat. And then, you know, really, I don't play a lot of modern games. So really, I would just be there for the IP and just to hang out with people that want to play a Halloween game is kind of what I'm there for. And Nathan, I'm such an, you know, I'm a child of the 80s. So when I play video games, I want to play some old school stuff, you know, Genesis, usually regular, you know, original Nintendo quite a bit. Yeah. And it's actual Michael Myers, not the shape. Well, yeah, I mean, he's both, right? He's both. That's what I love about Michael. He is the shape, but he's a man, but he's also a supernatural being, you know? Shout out to all the Americans here from Toronto. Thank you so much, Russell. Appreciate you. We love our Canadian friends, man. We've got buds in Canada. There are plenty of content creators I love from Canada. I'm a big hockey fan. I love a lot of musicians and bands from Canada, too. So many funny comedians and great actors. And yeah, we love our Canadian neighbors to the north. Don't let the media make you think that we don't like you guys. Tirana. Do you say Tirana, Russell? Is that the proper pronunciation? Tirana? Or do you do the O at the end? I've always heard that it's Tirana. The specular highlights are off the charts. I really hope they're toned down by release day. Specular highlights. Oh, do you mean like the glow in the background, like the glow of the colors and everything? I don't know. I don't know why they. Oh, there it is. Colin Mahan. Colin Mahan. They should have had me do it. I don't know why. I would have taken the check. I would have taken the check. Yeah, I think it looks good. Brad Dourif is Dr. Loomis. No, that would be wild. That would be wild. Ordering a skeleton one to play it on Twitch. Oh, you're getting like a... Oh, skeleton what? Is it a different controller or something like that? I'm going back through the chat to try to figure it out. Eli, that one looks sick too. Okay, what did Eli say? Waiting for the Hellraiser game. Oh, yeah. The Hellraiser game looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a cool franchise for a video game. I think A Nightmare on Elm Street would make an awesome game too. Like, let's get it going. You know, let's friggin' get it going. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, they'll probably, I would imagine that's all the stuff they fine-tune in those last few months, right? Just really make sure that the look, you know, send it out to the testers and everything and get some of the, you know, the feedback from the pros on that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's, I noticed that a little bit too. And I know, like, I didn't know if they were purposely making it, you know, when he's walking up to the, I believe it's outside of Phelps' garage, or was it Rabbit and Red? I think it was Phelps' garage. And maybe they're just trying to replicate the glow of the light, you know, in the lens of a camera from the 1970s to have it kind of match that look. But I noticed that there's a little bit of that Vaseline kind of look on the glow of the lights for sure. Dude, that game's so much fun. I did download that for the Switch. I'm a huge fan of the LJN Jaws game. I love it from the Nintendo. You know, Jaws the Revenge is not a good movie, better than Jaws 3, but I love that video game, and this expanded version is so cool. It has like RPG elements. You can play the original game if you want to, but you can play a version that like keeps the same graphics but opens it up to widescreen, and you have to collect certain things and you have to like go talk to certain people, and they just make the world feel a little bit bigger even though you still pretty much have that same map. It's pretty cool. It's definitely worth it, Eli. I would say if you're a fan of that original LJN game, which I think is one of the better LJN games, I would say it's definitely worth your time. You'll get you know, some good hours of gameplay out of there if you you know, play through all the, you know, all the versions of the what am I saying, like the versions of the campaign and everything. Tirana. So am I doing okay? Did I do an okay job at pronouncing it, Russell? It sounds like it. Hell yeah, I love that. Yeah, shout out to Russell out there in Tirana, and all of our friends and viewers and fellow content creators and all that up in Canada. All right, I think, let's see what we got. Is that all I've got as far as like stuff I actually want to cover? Coming up on the channel, guys, I'm editing a short on Linda Cardellini talking about Pam Voorhees. I'm editing a short on a couple images from Evil Dead Burn. And I'm editing a full video on Jason from the Jason universe in Dead by Daylight. So look out for that. And I don't know, am I going to shoot something later on tonight? Probably not. It doesn't look like there's anything new for me to shoot and have to edit. But yeah, got some fun stuff coming up on the channel. I don't know when I'm going to be live next week because I fly out early on Thursday morning. So Wednesday, I don't know if I'm doing late night with the Davey. I still need to figure out that schedule. I'm actually kind of waiting to hear on something because I'm trying to fit something else in to my life before, you know, leaving town for 5 days here. So I don't know when I'm going to be live other than tomorrow. I will be live at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're just going to have a chill Sunday horror hangout. So it really is just going to be us hanging out, whatever you guys want to talk about. We could do Q&A, ask me anything. We can really talk about whatever. Maybe some of you guys, Paula, are you seeing, oh, you're seeing Scary Movie tomorrow. Okay, so it'll be a little bit, you know, I will have missed that. But yeah, that's what I got coming up on the channel. And actually, guys, I meant to do this. I'm so sorry. I have been way too busy lately. Like today, I got kind of frustrated with myself before the stream because I have been working all day on channel stuff, like channel work. And I wanted to get so much more done than I got done. Have you ever had that happen? Like it can happen a lot when if you're doing something creative, because timetable on creative work can be like so different. You know, something can just happen really quick when you're doing something creative. Other times it can seem like it's taken forever and you're pulling teeth to get whatever you had, you know, the vision that you had to like actually get that across. So I spent so much time working on stuff today and there's still so much more to do. And I had meant to create something in the Discord because tomorrow morning I am putting together a little something, and I need to rewatch, even though I just saw it the other week, I need to rewatch the original Evil Dead and take some notes. So right after this stream, I'm going to use the little boys room, and then I'm going to jump in the Discord, and I'm going to put on the original Evil Dead from 1981. So we're going to watch that in the Discord right after this. I'll probably call the stream here within the next few minutes or so, unless if you guys have more stuff you want to talk about, we totally can. But yeah, that's what's coming up on the channel. And really, if you're in the New York tri-state area, what's coming up on the channel is I'm going to be in your neighborhood this coming week. I fly into Newark on Thursday the 11th, and I land at about 5:30 p.m. And then I'll be there through Monday at like 8 p.m. is when I leave. So Saturday, June 13th, we're doing the big event at Kevin Smith's Smod Castle Cinemas. I found out yesterday that he's going to be there. Super dope. Not going to make a big deal about it. Still super dope. So if you're in the area and you're on the fence thinking about whether or not you want to go, maybe you make it out to this one. Maybe you do. It's going to be super rad. While I'm gone, I'm going to do a stream on Friday. I'm going to go to Manhattan, and you guys are going to hang out with me while I walk around the city and stream. When I was a little kid growing up in Alaska, I idealized and idolized New York. New York to me was the cultural hub. It was where all the plays were. It was where the actors were. It was where music was coming from. It was I've been a Yankees fan since like 1986 or something like that. It's been, I was 4 years old or whatever since I've been a Yankees fan. And like, I love New York City. And I've only been in the actual city once, and it was such a limited amount of time. And I was carting along somebody that I was dating at the time, and I was young and stupid and wasn't able to like do all the things I wanted to do and have the freedom. So it's just going to be me and you guys on my little phone, and we're going to hang out in Manhattan together and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Not real actual trouble, but fun trouble. Yeah. So that's what's coming up on the channel, guys. It's going to be really exciting. I'm actually going to make a whole thing for the stream. I want to do like a Jason Takes Manhattan and find the most ridiculous picture of myself to put in place of Jason's hockey mask. But let me see what you guys are saying here. I know I'm falling behind on the chat. Just want to see what we got from you guys. Jaws 3 is better than Revenge in my opinion. We talked about this. Hoopa! Quit playing with yourself, Hoopa. It proves one thing. It proves you college boys, you wealthy college boys, don't have the education enough to admit when you're wrong. It's one of my favorite lines. Any video gamers in the chat? Everybody ready for next year when Resident Evil Veronica releases? Oh man, Prince was talking about that earlier. Fantastic Oracle. By the way, welcome into the chat. Thanks for joining us. I am a gamer, but I retro game for the most part. But I will be playing that Halloween game for sure. We can shoot something, yeah. At each other, you know what I mean? Hey, Joe. Somebody grab that. That'll be the second one. We already have one of me blowing Joe a kiss. Super fun. Right now I'm playing Fatal Frame 2 Remake, says Jamie. Thank goodness it's a single player because I scream a lot. You should absolutely start a gaming channel, Jamie, and just, you don't even have to interact with the audience. You could just set up a camera and just go. You don't even have to like make a big deal out of it. Let's see what else we got. Pee pee poo poo. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Cecil's met him a couple times. So that'll be, the first time for me. I am a fan, of course. Mallrats is my favorite Kevin Smith film. And I love Kevin as a person. I'm really excited. Like, I hope I get to meet Walt Flanagan, the guy that I believe he still runs the Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. If you guys ever saw the TV show Comic Book Men, he's the one that runs the shop in that show. And it's sort of like a podcast, but then they also do stuff in the comic shop and all that sort of stuff. It's a mixture of the two. It's a really entertaining show, especially the first season when the episodes are like 45 to 50 minutes long. I like those a lot more. But Walt Flanagan, like Brody was based on Walt, and I just find him to be so charming in this very regular way where I'm just like, dude, I would have wanted, like, I get why Kevin was best friends with Walt, and I get why he based a bunch of characters after Walt, because Walt's just so incredibly charming and hilarious, and I'd love to meet him. I would love to meet him. We will have the best time, Ash. I know 5 days is going to be a long time. It's I will I'll miss you. Fantastic Oracle says, I played just only a little bit of the original part 2 after playing the remake of part 2. I really love the paranormal. Oh, you're talking about Fatal Frame? I don't know anything about Fatal Frame, really. I'm familiar with the name. I just don't know anything about it. That's right. Go Yankees. My guy, Quirk. Is it Quirkev? Quirkev. I don't know. I think I'm saying it the right way. It's a game where you hunt ghosts with the camera. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay. You hunt them with... Now, do you take pictures to capture them, or is it just that you need the camera to, like, see the ghosts, like in House on Haunted Hill 99, when the video camera could see the ghosts? It's true. I will be watching it again with you later, Chris. It's a good thing it's a top 5 movie for me, right? I love The Evil Dead. I mean, you know, there it is right there. By the way, that note is an A. Barry, why don't you play an A for Steve? You got that, Steve? I need a Kevin Smith autograph, just saying. All right, what do you want me to have him sign, Eli? What would you like me to have him sign? I'm already sold and excited for Ice Cream Man. Should I watch the new trailer? Yes, it's very fun. I don't think it's going to spoil anything because this movie just looks like a wild, rowdy time. I am so looking forward to Ice Cream Man. This is exactly what I want from Eli Roth. This is the tone that I think he does best. For my sensibilities, this is where he shines as an artist. And I know he's got a lot that he can do in the world of horror, and a lot that he's done in horror. And he's succeeded at so many different styles, but I love the fun horror. I'm kind of all over the place, guys. It's sort of like a lot of things in my life are like a la carte, whether it's like a political belief or my feelings on like this artist or whatever it is. Like with the Evil Dead, I would prefer the Evil Dead be mean, brutal, push the gore right to the line and then cross it while looking you right in the eye and making you like, yeah, you are going to watch this uncomfortable shit and you're going to love it. And then we're going to push you even further. You know, that's what in Evil Dead, I love that. Like that's my favorite. And then when it comes to somebody like Eli Roth, I'm like, I could take or leave the serious stuff like Hostel. Like there's nothing wrong with Hostel, but it's not what it doesn't really, that kind of movie doesn't really excite me. But then I watched something like Thanksgiving and I wanted to like jump out of my chair and like cheer him on, you know, because the movie was such a love letter to so many things that I enjoy and appreciate about horror films. And then seeing what he's doing with Ice Cream Man, it's like, I mean, just Papa John, I'll say this, watch my short or watch my video on it because I do a little breakdown. It's not really, it's just, I go through the trailer at like half speed. So, I mean, feel free to experience the trailer through that video if you want to, but you'll get more of my thoughts there. Don't like Kevin Smith, but Jack Black. I think I like them both. I mean, they're so different too, because, you know, Kevin's been mostly a writer and director and all that kind of stuff. Of course he acts, but, you know, coming from more of the creative side, not to say that Jack Black isn't creative, obviously Tenacious D and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like them both. Tell Kevin Smith that I love him. I will. Maybe I'll go live. Maybe I'll go live when we're there and see if he can, see if he'll say hi to everyone. I'll make sure that at some point during the event I go live. It's going to be really busy. I'll see what I can do. And maybe I can get him to shoot a video where he's like, hey, this is Kevin Smith and you're watching Davey Deathray, dude, the coolest guy from Phoenix, Arizona, man. You know, that's I imagine. Don't be offended if you see that, Kevin. I love you. Don't be offended. I love Mallrats. I love Mallrats so much. I love him so much. I'm gonna have to check out that Fatal Frame series. Sounds creepy. I've heard it's scary as shit. Yeah, I heard it is. Mom, Davey's blowing kisses to Joe again from Media Poop Shoot. Ooh. Yeah, no, exactly. We got a lot of Kevin Smith fans. You know, I think a lot of like the he resonates with a lot of people because he is us too. You know, he comes from this place of fandom, not just the comic books, but like everything, you know, like kind of a pop culture junkie of sorts, I would say, and obviously in the best possible way. And he's been able to turn it into something where he's created so much, created the View Askew universe, but also created opportunities for his friends to do things like, you know, he bought a theater and bought a comic book shop, and he's able to have lifelong friends that he knows this, they know this shit too, and he gets to, you know, give them an opportunity or an avenue for them to have an amazing career doing something that they probably dreamed of doing their whole lives. I think that's a beautiful thing that you can do for your friends and your family when you find success. So I, you know, look up to and respect the hell out of Kevin Smith. You know, absolutely. Chasing Amy is my fave, says Tia Nina. Yeah, that was that his third movie, right? It was Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think that, like, I always think of that as like the original, because that's before we got into like sequels and stuff. Like that to me is like, that's like the first, that's phase one, phase one of Marvel's View Askew universe, you know? I'm a phase one guy, I'll tell him that. Now, Kevin, I've been there since phase one, man. Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Phase one, bro. And it'll be like, oh, phase one, dude, that's really cool. I just, again, it's imitation is the highest form of flattery. How about it? Let's see what else we got. Dude, Comic Book Man, I've watched that series like 3 times through. I love that series. In fact, I wouldn't mind watching it again. I don't have a camera for my PS5, but I think Sony CyberShot camera might work. When you could also just like, oh, you mean, because with the camera from the PS5, would it also capture the footage and then capture you? I guess that's if that's what it does, yeah. Can't wait for Ice Cream Man. Man, reboot and love the. So this has nothing to. Eli Roth movie has nothing to do with the one from with Clint Howard. So it's a totally different story. It just has a similar name. I think the other one is The Ice Cream Man. And actually, Clint Howard has been trying to get a sequel to The Ice Cream Man made for a long while. So yeah, they have very similar names, almost the same name, pretty much, but totally different movies. They don't have anything to do with one another. Other than the fact that there's an Ice Cream Man in each movie. How about that? Ice Cream Man looked like a fun time. A lot of people getting scuffed up. Dude, oh my God, the stuff they show in that trailer. Like they show for the teacher getting chopped in half. The principal or whoever that is getting the top of his head cut off, and then he gets his brains fed to him in an ice cream cone. That is bonkers. That is so funny. And they're just showing it in the trailer. Which, you know what, that means that it's either going to be way worse in the movie, or maybe there's something even grosser that they haven't shown us. But yeah, I think it looks like just a really fun time. And that's exactly what I want. I'm a gore maniac, says Russell. Well, yeah, I think Eli is getting away. I don't mean Eli Cortez. Eli Roth is getting away with all of this Terrifier level gore in Ice Cream Man, and I think it's going to come off as, you know, a bit more funny because of the tone of the whole piece. So, what's the most recent gory movie you've seen that hit the spot for you, Russell? We got Sean G dropping in with a $5 Canadian, says, happy birthday to your sister, Hezzy. Also, hope Jamie and Eli had wonderful birthdays too, and have a great trip out to NYC, Davey. Thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate you, G. Yeah, it's going to be a wild time, man. I'm going to be taking pictures and sharing stuff, and just, you know, I know it's going to be a busy time, and it's, you know, 5 days. It seems like a long time now, but it's probably going to be a whirlwind once all said and done. But I look forward to sharing as much of that trip with you guys as I can, and thank you so very much for the well wishes. Yeah, Hezzy had a great birthday. We're going to celebrate a little more tomorrow, and I think Jamie and Eli, you guys had a good birthday, right? Good birthdays all around. Hell yeah. Little love from Eli. I still need to see, well, maybe I don't need to see Knock Knock. I did not watch it. Yeah, there's been some Eli Roth stuff I've missed out on because, I wasn't a fan of Hostel, really. I didn't think it was like terribly made. It's just not my sensibility, not my cup of tea. I get what you're saying, but as far as something that could happen for sure in real life, Hostel scared the fuck out of me. And I think the second movie like works for me a lot more because it dives a little more into the psyche of like the person that would actually pay and travel out for a trip like that to try to want to do that stuff. That was what I found more fascinating for sure. But yeah, like it's just like anything else. Like that's why I always try to make sure to, you know, that it's like it doesn't fit my sensibilities. It's not my cup of tea, right? Like it's like I get like there are certain things that I really love that others don't really love that much, and that's just like that's the beautiful thing about fandom and about being an audience of art, right? Is just finding the things you can latch onto, you know, always giving other things a shot to see if it works or to see if maybe your taste has changed and you're more accepting or just more into that style or whatever. But yeah, I think Hostel was, I mean, it was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I would not want to be shanghaied and tied up to a chair and have somebody do whatever the hell they wanted to do to me. No, thank you. Oh, you use the camera to dissipate the ghosts. Okay. Gotcha. Hell yeah. Well, I am pumped that people are getting to play these HD or, you know, like 4K remakes of these classic games. Ice Cream Man is the first movie that almost makes me wish I liked kids more than I do. I just can't stomach the idea of watching kids with ice cream all over their faces for 90 minutes. Well, if they're killing people, you don't like it if they're killing people? And there's some kids that don't have ice cream all over their faces. You know, we've got a core group that looks like they are the nonconformists, right? In my video, I talk a little bit about that. I don't want to say everything from my video here. If you guys haven't checked out the Ice Cream Man Red Band trailer video that I put out, go and check that out. You'll hear a lot more of my thoughts and everything. When I was on my international flights to the States in 2024, Jack Black was on that flight. Damn, you're like, can I bug you for 16 hours? We got Ismail Santos in the house. What's happening? Ismail says Tusk is good. You know, I have not seen Tusk. There's been some of those Kevin Smith movies that I've totally missed. I lean more into the, you know, the comedy stuff from him. So I haven't seen Red State or Tusk. Yeah. Dogma is by far my favorite Kevin Smith movie. That one's really good. I wish Jason Lee was in there more. I know he's in a lot of the deleted scenes as I think he plays Beelzebub or, you know, the devil. I just love Jason Lee so much. He's got this, hopefully this makes sense. He's got this Chevy Chaseian quality to him, to his cadence and his delivery and the looks that he gives. You know, Ryan Reynolds kind of comes from that school too. I like that. I like that vibe. And I think Jason Lee does a really good, his own really cool version of like that Chevy Chase kind of style. Yeah. Yeah. Dogma's good. I mean, those first 5 are really solid. Mallrats is my favorite, but that's like Mallrats and Jay and Silent Bob are actually my favorite. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because with Kevin Smith, I gravitate more towards the silly, inconsequential, not really trying to make like teach lessons or anything like that. Although that, you know, I think Mallrats has some things to maybe not teach, but just like it does have something to say on some level, but it's, you know, just pretty silly for the most part. Oh, cool. No, I just wanted to make sure because I know that I have seen confusion out there just in general because it can be confusing, especially because I think the other month, like 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, we got news that like headway had been getting made on the Clint Howard sequel. And it was like right around that same time that news came out about Eli Roth's. And it was just like, yeah, totally confusing. In 2 months, I will be doing our 70th chapter of our Book of Life. Russell, is that your way of saying you're 70 years old? Or you'll be 70 years old? If so, that's incredible. I love having people of all ages and from all locations watching the channel. That's what I've heard. It's a remake, right? Yeah. 70s movie called Death Game. I prefer the original ending. It seems like a total nightmare. This is exactly why, you know, I don't talk to strangers ever or invite anyone to my home. I will see any movie by Kevin Smith. Tusk was interesting. Well, maybe I should check out 1 or 2 of those before the trip, right? knock them off the watch list and add them to my 365 movies that I want to watch this year that I've never seen before. Oh my goodness. Didn't love it, but I liked it. Plus Keanu. Was that a pretty good approximation, Jamie? Not as high or not as low voiced, of course, you know. I know you don't have this booming voice. I'm a butter your bread. Oh my gosh, the chat's freaking out here. I do have a Discord. Link is in the description, guys. I need to see Death Sentence. Yeah, it's part of the same books. It was based on a book from the same series that Death Wish comes from. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think that is gonna wrap it up here for this one. Oh, slightly less. Not more. Wait, I did more. Okay, sorry. Let me shake out the baddies. Is that better, Jamie? Keanu. A little swoon and sigh. Death Wish. Yeah, because it follows that same storyline. Yeah. Okay, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this one. Holy cow, we still have about 30 people kicking it with us. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I know I did a whole bunch of collaborations. You're always going to get the solo stuff from me, so don't worry about that. It's always going to happen, but just know that whenever I take, a break from that or do a bunch of collaborations, I'm always missing that time just for us. So, yeah, make no mistake, I will make sure that we have some time just for us. Speaking of which, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be live. Chill Sunday horror hangout. Let's get it going. Folks from across the pond, let's hang out. Americans, Canadians, wherever the heck you're living at. Jump on into the chat tomorrow. It's going to be a Q&A, ask me anything. We'll talk about whatever. It's pretty much going to be absolute chaos where you guys control the chat and control what we talk about. So, yeah, that's going to be that. Let me close out this poll really quick. Oh my gosh, we've got, wow, Obsession has won the poll with, if everything's right, 50%. Holy cow, 50 votes. Obsession got half of those votes for best horror film of 2026. And then Hokum at 22%. That's encouraging. Backrooms at 16, Scream 7 at 12. All right. Well, that was very... And Carrie, I see that you put that there. Scream 7 as 12%. That's just sad. I almost didn't put Scream 7 on there, but I was like, well, it is a huge franchise. I'm just going to throw it out there because you never know. Like, maybe I'll find out that there's way more love for it. So, but we found out that Obsession, that makes sense that Obsession would be in the lead here. Thank you to everybody that voted. Thank you to everybody that threw down a super chat. Let me just go through those really quick. Paula Fitzhenry with a $5. Thank you, Paula. Iris, thank you for the month of membership. Thank you for being a member. And I love seeing people get to celebrate those membership months for sure. And then Iris dropped a $5. Look at that. Thank you again. We got Kyle Curtis Flett from the Flett from Another World celebrating 10 months of channel membership. Thank you so very much, Kyle. Appreciate you. We got Paul, Mr. Hot Flesh 66, dropping a $5. Thank you so much, Paul. Nathan Thornwood with a $20 super chat. Really appreciate you, Nathan. Thank you so very much. Carrie Crave Cinema with a $5. Thank you so very much, Carrie. Nathan back with a $10. Love it, Nathan. Thank you so much. And Sean G, our guy, G, dropping a $5 Canadian. Thank you so very much, G. Really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Of course, like I said, I will be back tomorrow. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be dropping a short on Linda Cardellini talking about Pam Voorhees and some images from Evil Dead Burn. And also a Jason Universe Dead by Daylight video, because I just can't stop talking about the Jason Universe. When it comes to the Jason Universe, I'm like Matthew Lillard when he talks about Stu. I won't ever let it go. I just won't ever let it go. And other people complain about it. I can complain about it, and that's totally fair. But that's what I got coming up for you guys. I love you all so very much. Thank you for kicking it here with me. You all are beautiful. Shout out to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, our Death Squad mods, of course, Carrie, Joe, Eli, and Cecil and Jamie, the OG, the Mama Mod. You guys are awesome. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, and then I'm going to hop on over to Discord, and we're going to watch The Evil Dead from 1981. So y'all ready for this? Yeah. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me this time, guys. You all are amazing. Thank you so very much for tuning on in. And you know how we end these things, right? Let me just get it all sorted here. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.